We said earlier that one of the essential layer types in Photoshop is layer masks. In this tutorial, we will address, with concrete examples, this essential notion of Photoshop. When using an adjustment or fill layer, we said that this famous white page is our layer mask, that is to say, the diffusion of our setting within the image. The white color means that our setting is diffused over the entire image. The global diffusion of the fill setting, or layer, can be reversed by local diffusion, as one can directly paint on the layer mask to perform localized alterations or delete elements of our photo. Let us take this example: reduce the exposure of this photo by the exposure adjustment layer. How to keep parts of the image illuminated without reversing the layer mask? First, select your layer mask, and then select the brush tool. In the foreground and background color, choose black, because our layer mask is white, so we paint with black to have a result. Held up your tool by right-clicking the mouse, then paint on the photo. Notice stains painted in our white layer mask. Dash. In case of errors, switch to white and paint again. The black color allows painting on the layer mask, while the white color allows restoring the photo to its original state under the effect of the layer adjustment. To switch to white and black quickly, use the keyboard shortcut X, which allows you to change the foreground and background color. It is not always easy to paint with the brush tool to perform effects or corrections to a photo. In a filling job, we did not. It is our layer mask is completely painted. Say I want to paint the right side of the photo, all the right side, but how to see if the whole side is painted? The layer mask can be displayed in a large view. Select the layer mask by pressing the Alt key. In this way, I can paint what remains accurately and easily. To reduce the display of my layer mask, simply click on the layer mask again, or anywhere with the mouse. The display will be automatically reduced. This way, I can reduce the opacity of the layer, its background, or change the blend mode. Painting directly on the layer mask, whether it is reversed or not, allows creating super effects and localized correction. Layer masks are resolution-dependent bitmap images that are edited with the painting or selection tools. There are other types of masks in Photoshop. We also have the vector mask. Vector masks are resolution independent and are created with a pen or shape tool. Create one to better understand. Creates a vector mask. Convert your photo to a layer. Go to the layer menu, vector mask. You have the choice to choose whether to make everything appear or hide everything. Let us start by making everything appear. Our vector mask is created and looks identical to that of the layer mask. So what is the difference exactly? One, if we try to paint on a vector mask to erase elements of our content, we notice that we cannot act on the vector mask but the photo. Because it is a vector mask, that means that it only works with vector tools. Let's take the pen tool to example term in a quick way just to understand. It works very well with vector tools that are editable at any time, and they are more accurate. The Hide All feature allows you to hide your photo and draw in the dark. We get what we have drawn, while the All function appears, our photo is visible, and only after defining the trace that Photoshop keeps of our content from what we have drawn. Convert a layer mask to a vector mask. A layer mask can be converted to a vector mask. Creates a layer mask by the bottom icon. Press the layer mask twice, access the layer mask property panel. From there, you can manage the density. The feather of the layer mask. Right at the top, we have the famous layer mask icon. Just check the vector mask. Automatically we will have another mask. Delete the first one, and keep the vector mask. In the work of a photo montage where one is obliged to compose several elements, the vector masks and vector tools are strongly recommended. Another type of layer mask, very conveniently, for photographers and graphic designers, is the clipping mask. A clipping mask is an option that allows decrying a layer of adjustment, filling layer, only on the lower layer no, on all the other layers. That is to configure your setting to apply only on the lower layer, and not on the whole. Composed of several types. The first type, clipping layer masks with an adjustment layer, or fill adjustment. In local editing, it is good to work with layer masks, however, it is always a bit tiring with the toolbox. Tell that, I have several elements of my photo in layers, like that of my example here, a simple photo montage. Moreover, that I want to apply some settings, not globally, but only to this layer, well there a clipping layer mask is very useful. Creates an adjustment layer, let us make a quick retouch in this example. Press the right mouse key, creating a clipping layer mask. Nothing, just changes the appearance of an arrow indicating the bottom, which means that this setting is applied only on the layer below. You can create a clipping mask by the icon found in each adjustment layer. Automatically my layer will be clipped. However, the best way to create a clipping mask is by a keyboard shortcut, moving closer to the end of the layer, and pressing Alt. You will get that arrow, release it. Your clipping mask is done. The hue and saturation adjustment layer is now applied, only to the background layer. In a graphic design based on photo collage and photo montage, this kind of mask is very useful. The second type, clipping mask with vector shapes. We can create a beautiful photo collage, just with simple geometric shapes, just draw different shapes, and assign them a contour, and a background in gray preferably. Import your photos, adjust them well, and with a right click create a clipping mask. However, as always Photoshop is in continuous evolution. A new tool is dedicated to this, which is the Frame tool. It allows the creation of spaces reserved for images, in other words, creates clipping layer masks. Just draw its simple rectangle, the tool supports everything. We can draw rectangles and ellipses, and that is its disadvantage, because it is limited in terms of geometric shapes to be clipped on. You can change the image space by selecting the image, and the space of your shape, by selecting the shape.